Come on, Zoom.
I don't hear you, but I can see you. Your mouth is not moving at the same rate as your voice is. I wonder what.
Awesome. Ooh, Roger Dodger. Oh, great. Oh boy. Yeah. Hey! It's working on it.
Nice.
Okay. Can you see me and can you hear me?
I can see you and hear you. Awesome.
Fantastic. So, I'm Nancy Zalewski. I live in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. I'm currently employed as a chemist and have been working at that job for nearly 30 years. I'm in the middle of the Midwest in Manitowoc. It's a bit different than obviously up in northern Maine, which I really enjoy.
And your football out there is huge.
Yeah. Whether it's the Badgers or the Packers, it makes no difference. Football is where it's at on Sundays. And then obviously Saturdays during college season. So I am eyeball deep in the COVID battle because I work at a pharmaceutical company, or I work for a company that provides pharmaceuticals for other companies. So in amongst our company, there's probably 2,000 different compounds being made for someone who's doing something for COVID fight, whether it's vaccine creation, antiviral load drug, test kit creation. It's crazy. So for us, it's a crazy business. It's keeping us on our toes. And so in my spare time right now, I'm doing some competing, obviously in this kind of COVID world that we have now with no competitions around. Gets a little bit more difficult to train, but yeah, here we go. Do a little bit, have a little fun.
Nancy, you're so good at what you do out on Woodsman's Field Day, and I think you're really an incredible crowd favorite. So how did you get started? What made you lift up an axe or a saw or whatever in the beginning?
I credit it all to Mike Sullivan. So I grew up in Hayward, Wisconsin, home of the Lumberjack World Championships. And my mom and my dad both worked at the show. My dad was a timer for years. My mom at one point was the executive director. And when I got into college, I kind of just rolled into helping with the ticket purchases, any kind of grounds things, anything that she needed help with. At 30, I learned how to chop and saw. I met Mike Sullivan and physically, like face to face at the World Championships that year and said, I want to learn how to do this. And it took a little bit of talking to, and I didn't understand it at the time, but I completely understand it in the position that I'm in now, that if you're going to invest the time in someone, you want someone who's actually serious about it, not someone who just wants to play for a little bit. The first competition that Mike and I actually saw it at was broadcast on TV, which was quite the inauguration. We saw it at the Ducks Unlimited Steel Timber Sports Series. Back in the day in 1999, they had a Jack and Jill event there, and we actually placed fifth, and I still have that disc with the original time to this day. So Mike got me involved in it, and from there you start to learn to meet other competitors, from Dave Jewett to JP Mercier, and that's kind of the circle that I'm at first. And you slowly picked up one event after another, and my first events were a lot of the sawing events, learning how to double saw, learning how to single saw, learning how to bow saw. And I actually learned how to chop in the early 2000s to get into the Great Outdoor Games. When they existed in 2001 to 2005, you had to be able to cut an underhand in order to do that. And I didn't know how to chop, so I decided that was what was going to teach me how to chop. And it just kind of grew from there. And